Good afternoon. I'm John Aho from Pneumeric, and we're improving care in pneumothorax. So a collapsed lung can occur anytime you have injury to the lung. It can leak air into the chest and between the lung and the chest wall, and it can progress to the point where it's choking you essentially from the inside of your chest. Ever seen a medical drama, MASH, ER, and they stab a needle very dramatically into the chest of a patient to save their life? That's what we're addressing with here. That's a major cause of preventable trauma mortalities. So like I said, what we do today is the same thing that we do on the TV shows. We stab a needle into the chest, we let the air out. The way we know it worked is we hear a gush of air. We're doing this in an ambulance, a helicopter, a battlefield. That's loud. We can't hear a gush of air. It's expensive to have these mistakes happen. Patients die. We want to make it so that the air can be seen. We need a visual indicator. There's air in there's CO2 within that air. That changes the pH of the air. We can use that detector. It's already used every day for how we put breathing tubes into patients. Lightweight, portable, easy to use, familiar to providers. And we've already shown that it's better than the standard of care in both animal and human studies. The market's large. Every ambulance, helicopter, emergency room, battlefield soldiers kit, they can use this. There's 2 issued US utility patents. There's an additional provisional patent that we have in Pneumerics name, and then there's a PCT which covers all PCT participating countries that broadly excludes others from testing gas coming out of the chest. The competition is preponderantly large capital pieces of equipment or equipment that requires significant clinical expertise to be able to use. Over the past year and a half, we've done the initial contract manufacturing. We've built out the contract scale manufacturing capacity. We have established initial distributor relationships with sales minimums, and we submitted a 510K, and we should be hearing back in the next 30 days. The team is made up of experienced innovators and life science professionals, and we're raising via convertible note on the following terms. We have $200,000 left in this round to fund the regulatory and manufacturing efforts. If it would go faster, that'd be great. I'm done.
So
Thank you.
you gave us an example. Does this go on the catheter?
Yeah, it goes on the end of the angiocatheter. You can bolt it onto any of the catheters that they're using, whether they be military, civilian, whatever they're using in their particular ambulance or environment. It's standard lure lock fitting. It bolts onto all of them. They use that type of fitting every day.
So if I blow on this, will this change color because of the CO2 in my
Yes.
breath? I'm not going to do that.
So how often does this happen? And from the cases that tend to happen, how often does it happen in a loud environment where you need a visual?
So I'll answer the second question first. So it's an emergent thing that you need to deal with immediately on the order of a few minutes. It's always in a loud environment, accident scene, battlefield, ambulance, helicopter. It happens estimated to be about 5% of all major traumas. So it's a very common thing to have happen after any major trauma. It's even higher in penetrating injury.
You mentioned that you'd raised 1.3 of the 1.5 million. Where do you expect to enter the market? And what do you expect are the key challenges in the next year?
Yeah, so we actually expect to enter the market into the next 2 months. We have distributor arrangements that are being inked right now with sales minimums. So we're building out the initial shelf stock actually next week. So that shelf stock's already spoken for with those distributor agreements. Once the FDA clearance comes through, we're allowed to ship that.